Hi, so we're going to do a lovely little movement today, which we share with much of nature, and certainly with any animal that's got a skeleton, especially the cats and the dogs. They want all four, but they do the same thing as what we're going to do now, but we're in a chair. So we're going to go in one direction and then the other. So come to the front of your chair and have your feet firmly planted on the floor, so your legs aren't crossed. And just gently go down. So round your back, move your lower pelvis. So tuck your tailbone underneath you as if you're rolling onto the back of your pelvis, as if your not your sit bone, but your pubic bone is coming towards your belly. So look down at your navel. Now come back up to where you started, to the middle. So feel your entire spine moving as you do that again. So feel as if the middle of your back is being pulled gently towards the back of the chair, and then come back. So just go down. Feel as you go down also the weight shifts, not just on your pelvis, but also maybe if you're really sensing this, you might feel it in your feet as well. Now, slowly, when you come up to the middle this time, go the other way. So roll the pelvis forward through tipping water out of it, and your chest bone lifts towards the ceiling just a little bit, and then you come back to the middle. So you roll the pelvis forward as if you're coming off the back of your pelvis and your chest lifts a little bit, and then you come back to the middle. So very gently, and do less than you think you can do. You shouldn't be feeling any pain at all if you are you're doing too much. Go slower. Okay, so let's add a little difference to this. So you can interlace your fingers and you can put your hands behind your head. If you find that tricky with both hands, just do one hand, and the other hand can be in your lap. So bring your elbows together. They're not going to be too wide. And now look down with your eyes and tilt your head forward, looking towards your belly, and as your pelvis tilts, as if your navel is going backwards, but your pubic bone is going towards your belly. And then come back up to the middle. So you feel your spine bending. So you could feel as if the middle of your chest bone is sinking back towards the chair behind you. Does that make sense? That's it. And when you're coming up to the middle, let's see if we can go in the other direction. So the chest bone lifts a little bit. You roll the weight forwards onto the front of the pelvis. You might feel your tailbone lifting. And now look up, and your elbows might go out a little bit, and that's fine. And then come back to the middle. So that's extension, or feeling that you're getting taller. Just slowly and gently relax your jaw. Don't forget to breathe. Feel your feet on the floor. Allow your feet to feel that they're supporting you. The chair supporting you. The skeleton supporting you. And then come back and relax your arms. Now I'm going to cross my left leg over my right leg. I cross one leg over the other. And so what I'm doing is not exactly being too tight with it. So my foot feels as though it's resting. So my left foot is resting on my right knee. So just for argument's sake, you can see that there. So you can just see what's happening there. That's it, just sort of near the right knee, as near as you can get it. If you find it quite tricky, just get to as close as you can for that. There's no right or wrong position for that. And just do this movement again. So you could put the hands behind your head, or you could have the hands just in your lap, and you can roll back again. Now notice as you go down, your pelvis is moving less because the leg is stopping you. And then when you come back to the middle and you roll the pelvis forward and you look up, you might not go as far. I can feel that that is stopping me from going too far. So don't push it. Don't try and go any further. That's it. And just find a way to roll gently. Find a way to roll the pelvis forward as you roll up and roll the pelvis back as you look down. Doesn't matter if you're breathing in or if you're breathing out when you lift the head. Just notice what that does to your hip joints. They're moving a bit differently. You interlace your fingers, maybe put them behind your head if that feels nice. If you had enough with your hands, you could bring them down and try it without the hands. So you didn't have to go very far at all. I notice I'm going a little bit less further than I did with when my foot was on the floor. Now bring that foot down, come back and rest for a moment. Both feet are resting on the ground. And close your eyes and notice your breath. Notice the weight in your feet and the weight as you're resting on the chair. You might be feeling that you're sitting differently on the chair. So I notice that my left side feels a bit heavier, my right side feels a little bit lighter. I feel that I've got more support underneath my feet. Maybe you notice something slight change just from doing that. Okay, so let's do the other leg now. So I'm going to take my right leg and put my right ankle on my left knee. Okay, and just once or twice, I'm just going down a tiny bit and then rolling the pelvis forward, lifting the chest. Hardly anything at all. It feels harder for me on this side. My right hip feels a bit tighter, so I can't really lift very much at all on this side. Do a tiny bit because I don't want to ache tomorrow. You can feel the pelvis and the hip moving a little bit. That's all you need. And it's okay. One side's going to be different to the other. You're not going to be symmetrical. And now see what happens if you interlace your fingers and put them behind your head. And a small movement as you look down, the weight goes into the back of the pelvis. And as you look up, the weight goes into the front. Maybe for me, like it doesn't go into much of the front of the pelvis. It actually goes into the middle of the pelvis. Just do less than what you think you can do. Don't force it. Don't want to hold your breath or clench your jaw. Now put the foot down. Relax and rest for a moment. It's always good to rest between each of the movements so you get to notice what's going on. So now I feel a little bit more balanced right and left, and my feet feel balanced as well. So we're just doing this flexion and extension and bending, getting smaller and lifting, getting taller. And doing different variations with the hands and with the feet. I'm going to take my left hand and have it behind my head. I'm going to bring my right hand towards my right knee and bring my right knee towards my head as my head goes towards the knee. So my right foot's off the floor. Let's bring this down a little bit and you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm coming back. So you can have your elbow going towards your knee as your knee goes towards your elbow. That's it. A little bit of rotation in our bending. Ooh, that's it. Right hand on the right knee, left hand behind the head. Chin towards the knee. You could do that as if the chin's sticking out forward. Or maybe you could have your right ear going towards your knee, which feels a bit weird. Or the left ear towards the knee. And then come back and let that go and rest for the moment. Let's switch. So have your right hand behind your head and the left hand. Right, so my left's on my knee. My left foot's off the floor. I'm going to twist gently and then come back. And notice if it feels different on this side. So you could lift your chin, you could come forward as if your chin's trying to go over your knee. And you could also have your knee going towards your right ear going towards your knee, or the left one. Just notice how your spine's moving as you do this. Your right foot on the floor feels different to have my left foot on the floor. And have your forehead going towards your knee going towards your forehead. And then come back and rest for a moment, whatever feels comfortable when you're resting. I like to do a little bit of shoulder rolls just to feel a little bit more grounded as well. And just coming back to making sure you're still at the front of your chair. And just notice the balance on the right and the left side of your pelvis and of your feet. That's better. Get to the front of your chair, noticing how your sit bones feel. And then roll back towards the back of the chair so the pelvis rolls back as if you're on the back of your pelvis. And then slowly come forward as if your chest bone's being lifted by a bit of string or a bit of thread. And imagine that thread's on the back of your chest as it pulls it back towards the chair and you're curving the spine. So from the side, it would look like that, curving. And then rolling forwards. And just notice if it feels any different. And that's just one variation of flexion and extension, bending and extending, getting taller and getting shorter. And we're going to include that tomorrow with our little movements and find another way of bringing that into our sessions, but probably going to do it standing. Okay, take care.